Hey folks, I got a question today from one of you, and I think it's pretty good. It's worth addressing. Question is it worth spending the resources on a class when you know what you need to work on already by self-diagnosing? Um, that's a fair question. Super fair question. So let's think about it like this. You are considering taking a class. There's one of these big name instructors is coming to a venue near you, but where you're at in your training is, yeah, it's like I feel like I know what I'm trying to do. Um, I understand the techniques and practice methods, I think, that are going to get me there. I just need to do the practice. Is there any reason to take this class? Or I should say, is like, is there like, do I need to take this class? First thing, no, you don't need to take a class. Um, I I teach classes, but I didn't take classes when I was learning. You don't need to take classes, um, but there you know there are some things you can get out of them. So first thing, you might be wrong. So if you think like, hey, I understand what I'm trying to do and the practice methods, and I can self-diagnose and all that, I don't need to take a class. You may be right. I don't know. I don't know you, but you may be wrong. So you might go to the class and be like, oh, like my concept of this is jacked up, my concept of that is wrong, whatever. Like you just might the assumptions that you're making just may not be correct. So that might be a good reason to go to a class just to validate or not validate whatever it is you already are doing or think you know or whatever. It's one thing. Another thing about classes is it's not just you, there's other people there. Now, I like this. I think this is a benefit. So if you have 10 or 12 people in a class, some people better than you, some people worse than you, and at shooting, and like just that environment, it kind of tightens people up, especially if they're around the best mix I find is that there's some people and then there's other people you don't know. So it's kind of a mixed group and you have some people you can kind of hang out with, but then you're watching other people shoot that you haven't shot with before, and you're kind of hearing the feedback go in their direction and kind of thinking about what you're doing. Just the group environment of a class can be beneficial for people, if they're interested in it. Uh, yeah, the other thing is the entertaining aspect of going to a class. Like to me, um, I'll go take a class just because I like shooting and I want to, see if I can pick up something in a class. If that sounds good to you, yeah, then a class makes sense. In the end, you just got to decide like, hey, how much time do I have? What am I trying to get out of this? How much money do I have? Like, do I really need this class or could I potentially get something out of it? So, yeah, if you already know what to do with your practice and you're right about that, you don't need to take a class. I mean, maybe you'd get something out of it, but probably not. If you want to check or validate what you know, maybe learn new concepts or shoot in an environment with other people around you where it's going to change the way things are. It's not just shooting on your own. Yeah, maybe a class is right for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below.